Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel, everybody. So I am currently working on March 2024's Paper Pumpkin Alternatives. This is alternative video number 12. The kit is called Memorable Meadows. Yes, it's a tongue twister. So here is a look at the instruction sheet. It shows you 3 of this project, 3 of this one, and 3 of this one. On the back, as always, is your QR code, a visual of everything in the kit, and the coordinating colors. Enough with that. Videos 1 through 5, I show you everything that's in the kit. After that, I don't. If you are here to see the cards in the kit done as they were designed, I'm sorry to inform you, you won't be seeing that on my, in my videos. I like to do my own thing. I like to, come up with my own creations. I don't even watch other YouTube videos until I am all done. And sometimes I will use those ideas in the following month, just not during the time that I am creating for you here on YouTube. So I am, once again, we're doing a fun fold. We are doing a tent fold, a landscape tent fold card. You can see this here. This is a beautiful little calendar that was sent to me by Miss Gloria Wolf. I dare say she is a friend, a fellow crafter. She also makes the beautiful pokey tools. And she did this as a calendar. If you're looking to make a calendar, these were from Les Schwab. I just took off the sticky back and folded it. Can see there onto itself. I didn't do such a good job. I need to trim it off, but you could make this, maybe we will make this a little desk calendar. That's an idea. I'll have to leave that there and think about it. I'm going to take a sip of tea, iced tea. So a landscape tent fold. I have my card base. I had to start the video over because my measurements weren't right. So card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 1/2, 1/4, 4 1/4, 7 1/4, and 8. And I will go over this with you with the trimmer. So here it is too. Layer number 1 needs to be 2 3/4 by 5.5. That's what we're going to do to 1/2 of this card base. We're going to cut that together. Now, I do want to tell you, if you want to do layering, put this. So optional, where did I put? Optional, where did my layers? Optional cardstock. Okay, so instead of using the card base, if you wanted to do an optional, do another layer of cardstock at 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Sorry about my writing. Your optional DSP to layer up would be 2.5 by 5. We are also using this long skinny strip and probably some of this Mossy Meadow Braided twine ribbon that was on the clearance rack. This is going to go in my little card file under T for tent fold. Close that up, and this shouldn't hopefully take too long. So here is my trimmer. I'm going to move that aside, and I'm going to show you how to score this. My bottom is going to be a little different. So this is 1/2 of an inch. Of course, that lighter blade being the scoring blade, that darker one, we want to stay well away from that. So 1, 2, and 3 at 1/2 an inch. Then we move it to 1 1/4. 1, 2, and 3. Now scooch it on down to 4 1/4 right there. 1, 2, and 3. Now it goes all the way down to 7 1/4. Right there. 1, 2, and 3. And then it goes to 8, which is right there. 1, 2, and 3. I don't think mine's going to have as wide of a bottom, but that's because I wanted to only use half a sheet of cardstock. So this now, you can't just put those together. It will not fold in like it should. So we're going to take one and put it in the crease of the other. That's how that is going to get its fold. And one is going to work and one way isn't going to work. Don't ask me why. It just is like that. Sometimes weird things. Let's get some glue. So I dry fit them, meaning this will be the back of my card. This one is facing away, or it really won't matter. It's the bottom of the card. So one of these is going to lay into the smaller groove like so. And this little flap, you could cut that off actually if you wanted to. We really don't need it. Do I want to cut it off? I'm not going to. It doesn't bother me. But if you wanted to cut it off at 7 3/4, you could. I'm going to keep it. It's just me. I am going to keep it. So dry fit like so. This here is going to come into there. We're going to do that first. So this, on this 1/2 inch bit, I'm going to add my glue. You can use whatever adhesive that you are comfortable with. I am most comfortable with glue. It is more cost efficient with all of the cards I make. So this is going right in there like so. I'm going to fold it in on itself. I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to run my bone folder across that. Now I still have this little flap that needs, you either cut it off, or if you're me, I'm just gluing it down. It's just going to make the bottom a little sturdier. Like so. And now I'm going to go ahead and poke it in there and give it a rub down. So now we have a tent, but I will show you. My tent is not as big as the other tent opening. I don't think they are anyways. I think mine should be a little smaller. Do you see the difference there? Mine is just a little smaller, and that's because I am just using 1/2 of a standard sheet of cardstock. Okay? That's why. But it's still going to do its job. It's still going to look great. I'm going to fold it down on itself. Score it on both sides. And our card base is done. And it will stand up. It's going to be great. You can even go rub it on the inside to work those creases. And it's going to give you a nice visual for our card. So now we need to cut this apart. I'm not doing any layers. You could layer a pretty peacock behind this. You could do Highland Heather. You could do Gorgeous Grape, Bubble Bath, Granny Apple Green, but we're not. We are not adding any layers. I chose white because of the white in the flowers. I think we'll use this back side of the card base. So we're going to open it up, cut on the crease. Now I'm just going to make sure that I cut out the score line. And I'll probably have to do it on this one as well. Let's just do that and get it over with. There we go. Just that little hair. Okay, 1/2 is going back in what we're working for. Now this you're going to see, you need to determine if you want just the flowers in there or if you want some of the sky. For me, I want some of the sky in there. And so this measures 3 inches right there. So this next cut needs to be at 2 3/4. I'm just doing easy measurements as far as I'm not doing 8s on this. We're just doing 1/4 inches. So there's 2 3/4. We have this gorgeous strip, which we can use on another project, or we could do some of it on the back, which maybe we will. So you'll see how pretty, how easy this is. But the next thing is that this is 5.5. So this next cut needs to be at 5.25. And I'm going to take it off of this end that doesn't have any of the flowers near it. So that's all we took off. And look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I think it's beautiful. I really do. I really wish I had some organdy ribbon, but I know I don't have any. Do I have my ribbon box? Hold on, let me look. I have Hank's bee boxes. He did one yesterday. Where is my retired ribbon? DSP, DSB, everything but the ribbon box. Why is the ribbon box? Oh, you guys, it is literally sitting down next to me on the floor. What I was looking for. This is, wish they'd bring back Mossy Meadow. Let me look at this again. Mossy something. Mellow Moss, that's was it. Actually, that doesn't look half bad. Looking at what we could add to it. Blue, no, 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 no. This actually wouldn't look too bad. I really like the idea of organdy ribbon, just something simple on there. I like that. This is Old Certainly Celery ribbon. You used to get so much ribbon. I mean, there is still so much on this, and this is what, almost 20 years old spool of ribbon. Of course, this was one of my favorite colors. I must have 3 or 4 rolls of this stuff, but you got so much for the price. We're going to do a combination. I think we're going to do a layer of the Certainly Celery organdy, just color it within a little bit of that Mossy Meadow trim would look really pretty on there as a little detail. We're not going to do any bows or anything. I want to keep it nice and flat. So let's see. I just want to go, what is that? Like about 7 inches. And we need to take some tear tape. Now I'm going to take tear tape and I'm going to run it down the front. And I got to look real quick and determine where I want it. I want it up 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to run it down the center at 1/4 of an inch, hopefully. There we go. We're going to have to do that twice, but it's not going to go nowhere. You see, I had to peel off the nail polish and the layer underneath it for my upcoming procedure. They need to have a clear view of my nails, at least one on each hand, to go under anesthesia. My daughter is not going to be happy, guys, but I kind of forgot about that when I let her do it. So now on the back, we're just going to fold those over. And I was like, Mr. Frog, come back to me. He ran away. Mr. Frog left me. I'm so sad. All right. We're not going to use this for the moment. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stick this right in the center of it. Because now we're going to lay the Mossy Meadow Braided ribbon, whatever that was. Braided linen trim. Why does that look lopsided right there? I don't know why, but it kind of looked a bit lopsided. Now it looks even more. Maybe it's just my eyes. So I'm going to lay this on top. I don't have the tear tape going across all of it. but enough in the center. Maybe if I could push it down there, it might help where we stuck it. Yes, that's what I want. So now around the side, we might put this up on dimensional. This is going to add a little bulk, so there's no sense in beating around the bush. We'll just put dimensionals on that. This one is gonna cost some extra. We have the bulk of our cardstock that is here. Okay, if you didn't want to add ribbon, I would say you're gonna be fine with mailing it. But as I have this much that's also gonna be on there, that's gonna be a little thick there. So I might as well put it up on dimensionals, right? I didn't say I wouldn't make ones with dimensions. I just said I'm being more cautious of them. Dimensional sheet, one that's already been used. 2, 3. So we're going to need 3 across the top and 3 across the bottom because it's a long one. And we have, I really don't want to add any. We're going to go right there in the center and then right there. Now I'm not taking the back off of the tear tape. I'm just using it as tape. If you push in on these dimensionals like this, it curls up a bit of them and they are easy to peel off. So push in the center. You can even use a bone folder. Push like this and then it's going to release. If I had a nail that was worth any bit, it would be even better, but my nails are paper thin as I got rid of the acrylics. Now, see this little line here on the bottom? I want that facing the back, so this then becomes my front. And here comes Hank. Put my finger to my mouth. Shh. And he's like, oh. Okay, so look how pretty that is. Just that little detail. Now we have our sentiment strip, which I think we're going to go like right up there. And of course we're going to use the one that says, "You've been on my mind." I just have to get it out. I forgot to stamp the back. Maybe I'll do a punch on the back. I should have stamped it before I closed it. I can get it in there. There's no dimensionals right here. So now I need to determine. You've been on my mind. Have a beautiful day. Let's see if that's gonna stamp. Okay, it should. It should stamp just fine. And I want, of course, an ink color I put away. I want the Mossy Meadow, which is part of the neutral colors. If I mess this up, I'll just get a punch, but I should be able to do it. And if you're wondering where Have a Beautiful Day came from, I made it that way. I cut off birth from birthday, and I made me have a beautiful day. Look at that. It worked. No problem. No problem. We're going to keep that out for the moment. You've been on my mind. I'm not even going to use the Stampin' Pierce mat, but I want it really close to the chevron point, the flagged end, because I want to cut off the end. All right. guillotine time. So it's right at 3 inches with the tips of the chevron touching the 3-inch line. I am going to go ahead, and since I'm paying for the dimension anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I really don't want it on dimensionals, but I think it could do it. It can do it. Why not? I'm already going to be paying for it. Might as well make it really substantial. I'm going to add a little chunk to the center just because it's such a long strip. 2, 3. Another simple alternative, guys. Now, like I've said before, if you were not using ribbon on here, you could cut a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch strip of Mossy Meadow. You could do Granny Apple Green in a 1/2 inch. Do a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 piece of Granny Apple Green, because that's this green here, and then do a 1/4 inch of Mossy Meadow. You're going to get the same effect, and then you can glue it down flat. So there are options. You've been on my mind. You could also, like I said, do the calendar, though we're not. And now we want to add a butterfly. Oh, the butterflies, I should have flipped that. I wanted to use that one, but it's going the wrong direction. I wonder. Okay, not those butterflies. We're going to do the brushed brass butterflies. Give me a second to get them out. I actually have 3 that are stuck to the back. Why, I don't know, but they are. So we are going to pry them up and use a glue dot to secure them. And somewhere over here is a glue dot. I'm just going to add 2. Still has a little bit of sticky stuff, but not enough to stick. Where is the garbage can? It's plastic. There we go. Some Wink Estella. We'll give it a little push. I want to make sure it's really, really, really sparkly. Do some of the blue sky. All right. And our envelope, where we can do some stamping. I would really like the Stampin' Pierce mat to come out to play with me. We need Mossy Meadow because that's what color we used. We are going to do 1, 2, and yes, I know the little coat's going to be there, but you know what? It doesn't matter to me. It's where I want it. And our color for our flower of choice, if I could find it. Let's see. You've been on my mind. Have a beautiful day. Where's my other sentiment strip? Underneath. Yes, we want, it's the little things that matter. And this is also going to be in the Mossy Meadow. Let's do a little better. There we go. And what color? Where's my card? This time we're going to stamp in Bubble Bath. See all that gorgeous bubble bath in there? Let's just add that to our card envelope for our card. 1, 2, and 3. Now on the back here, we can do some little speckles. We want to leave that open for a minute. Where's my little speckly ones? And we're going to do this in Mossy Meadow. We're going to rotate it each time we stamp it. And I keep like pulling it and not stamping well here. There, that's getting better. All right. Now let's color our flower tips in with the Daffodil Delight. Those little bits. Should have probably stamped off. Wouldn't have been so dark against that pale bubble bath. That's okay. So we're going to take the blender pen now. Now I'm just going to go over all of that. It's really not adding enough color. So to this. Ugh. I mean, we didn't do hardly any coloring at all. No coloring whatsoever on our card. We let the DSP, the cardstock from the kit, do all the talking for us. So now we're having a bit of fun on our envelope. I'm going to flip it around and then I'm going to color in. This time the dark Mossy Meadow will blend out a bit to give our leaves just a hint of color. And hey, that wasn't bad, was it? That wasn't too bad. So there is our card, a nice stand-up, quick, easy, fun fold card. If I would have remembered, I would have done some more stamping on the back, but there's plenty of room now to write, "Have a beautiful day. You've been on my mind." A couple of little butterflies. And that's all, guys. And it folds up nice and flat, though. This bulk here, especially with the ribbon I added, will need, I just wouldn't take the chance. I'm going to add an extra bit of postage on it to make sure it gets to the recipient okay. But like I gave you options. You could use cardstock here and you wouldn't have that, and you could glue it all flat down. So thanks for watching again, and I hope that you would consider giving me a thumbs up, a like, or a share, as it does help my videos play on YouTube. And if you are not subscribed, I would ask that you might consider either today or maybe in the near future. And as always, I invite you to come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everybody.